My name is Tyler Murray. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. This is Good Stories. I kind of started off, early on as a kid playing the piano. I had a piano in my house, and I learned how to play by ear. I was even playing like Beethoven at like the age of 10. I adopted another culture of being a drummer. So those are things as far as like music has always been like a passion of mine. I used to play trumpet too, but that's embarrassing. I don't really like to talk about that. Legit, when I moved back home, I have never painted, drawn a day in my life. Sort of abstract, really because I had no technique, but I knew that I liked lines and color. Anything that was vibrant and popping, that's really what I started. And then I started to really kind of learn how to craft a little bit more, creating more visual type pieces. After the years had went past, I really started to paint as far as therapy, and every time I would paint, I would never have any direction. When I had my home, I would paint my basement because my basement was really large, and at that time it wasn't finished yet. But now, I like to go outside, lay everything flat, and whatever I'm feeling, it really just starts with just a whatever. It really just starts with that first coat or just that first whatever. I really don't have a true technique, and I'm laid. It's just whatever that emotion is. I've even painted a fish before. Not a fisherman. I don't live in the Atlantic. So you see what I'm saying? It's like I went on here with no idea to do anything. I was like, oh, it's a fish. Oh, it's a fucking fish. But it's just like, whatever I'm laying, it just gets there. And there's been a couple of pieces that I would just start, have no idea where I'm going, and I can see it on the page. And I'm like, that's a face. It was actually a mess when I did it. I was going for something completely different, and I picked up the paint and all of the colors, and all of my artists know, especially in the amateur stage, it's like if you start mixing colors and they start getting brown and black and ugly, and it's like, I have messed all this up because this was supposed to be blue and red and yellow, and now it's brown. It's like, it's ugly. So when I do mess up, I get frustrated, and I'm looking at it and I'm trying to figure out where am I going with this? Didn't even know where I was going with it to begin with, but now that I see black, where am I going with this? And sometimes you really just have to start over. Majority of my pieces were all from a mess up, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of my pieces are 2 times, 3 times over. That's one of the reasons why I've mastered texture, because it is what it is. It's a layer. Because you messed up on your canvas doesn't mean that it has to stay like that. It don't have to stay brown. And I thought that I was actually going to stop for a while because, number one, painting is expensive. It costs. Canvases cost, paint costs, equipment costs. And I was like, hey, bro, if you're not going to sell that, you need it would cost me a pop, I'm spending about $250, $300, because I like large canvases. It's like, I just needed to find something that I could do, that I could create, I can look back on and be like, wow, that was cool. And a lot of times we have to start figuring out, number one, who we are, and then number two, doing stuff for us. I think we live in a society that we empty ourselves so much for the acknowledgement and the acceptance of others that we still leave this world empty. So, if people wanted to purchase my paintings, I would reluctantly sell them to them. Sometimes you gotta let go. You gotta let go of stuff, yeah.